Thank you, Gil. What an amazing showcase of DID technology. At DID, we understand the needs of other developers. This is why everything we build is API first, developer first. At this next part, I'm going to show you how to easily integrate with DID's newest API for live streaming. Let's dive in. Start by going into studio.did.com at account settings. Generate your API key and copy it, and go to GitHub at the live streaming demo repository. This contains an example and a step-by-step explanation on how to install and use DID's API. Paste your key at the api.json. You'd see some HTML files and some JavaScript files for the invocation of DID's API. We're going to program some of it now, but you have it ready at the repository. Once the user clicks connect, we'll initiate a session request, posting at DID's backend at TalkStreams, together with the API key that we generated. And in the body, we will include the source URL of the image we want to animate. I would use an image of myself. This has to be a public URL of an image so that DID could fetch it. We're going to parse the response for the unique ID, the WebRTC offer, and session ID, which is a stickiness information for the server. We'll create a local peer-to-peer connection, and we'll pass this answer back to DID's servers, this time at streamid/SDP, and we'll add a few arguments, the answer that we generated locally, and the stickiness session ID to repeat the same server that initiated the request. Lastly, when we press the start button, we'd want to generate the content. So again, at stream ID, this time the main route, and we'll include some parameters to help us define what's going to be generated. So a script, I'll use a script with type audio, but you could also use text as you've seen before. And the audio file URL, again, it has to be HTTPS and publicly available. I've made one before. I'll just paste it here. This should look very familiar to what Eliran showed before. We just need to include the session ID. And let's have the result stitched using a config of stitch and set it to true. Now let's have a look at the final result. This is the image that I chose, a Roman version of myself made by AI. Let's boot the app. Once it's running, we'll see it on port 3000 at the local host. Here it is. Press connect to initiate the connection, and then start to start the streaming.
With WebRTC, you can add real-time communication capabilities to your application that works on top of an open standard. It supports video, voice, and generic data to be sent between peers, allowing developers to build powerful voice and video communication solutions.
That turned out great. Make sure to check out DID's repository with this example, and back to you, Gil.